Hello everybody, welcome to another update on the stock screener. Today we're going to talk about RockTech Lithium and see where we stand. You can see that RockTech Lithium has been going up and I think it will keep going up. They came out with a new study on their converter, but let's talk about the fundamentals first. So lithium, why is lithium important? We see that there are going to be a lot of deficits coming, a lot of demand, but no supply coming online. Rio Tinto said that this is going to be the demand curve. And you can see that, yeah, we are a bit in balance here, but at some point before 2025, we will see a deficit. High demand, less production, especially also for spodumene. And we'll talk about that later. Here, another chart. A lot of demand, and demand is higher than supply. Okay. Lithium ion batteries are going to increase in demand in the coming years, and the deficit will grow over time, especially for lithium hydroxide, which we are going to talk about later on. Important to know, we are now at costs of 10,000 AISC, but the price of lithium hydroxide is now 30,000. So we are completely above this curve in the exponential phase now. So all mines are in production. There cannot be any new production. They cannot do this anymore because everything is in production. So we are in an inelastic demand and supply zone, and the price is just going to keep on rising because vehicle makers will produce EVs. They want to take market share in this world. So price is unimportant for them. They will just buy all the lithium that there is. And there is none of it because all mines are in production. Same for spodumene. Spodumene is now at 2,600, which is completely above this price here. So we are in the exponential curve phase. There is no lithium available right now. So that's why we need to invest in lithium. And RockTech just published the converter engineering study. So as you know, RockTech Lithium produces lithium converters, which are going to be in demand because a lot of raw material is available, a lot of manufacturing is available, but no one is creating lithium hydroxide from spodumene. This is spodumene. So this is the bottleneck, and RockTech is in this space. So that's the converter engineering story. This is only talking about this phase here. We all know that RockTech also has the Georgia Lake mine, which is producing spodumene. So we're not talking about this yet. We're only talking about the converter. So here is the capex, 24,000 tons, which is more than the capacity of the Georgia Lake currently. 20-year mine life, converter life, and after tax is only 200 million. And we'll talk about that later. So this is actually not that good. It's very low for a 20-year life, but the fundamentals will improve. So I think this number can go higher in the coming years. So it's still profitable, 14%, But yeah, people are a bit disappointed about this. And I guess we can be disappointed about this. But you need to know that RockTech also has the Georgia Lake mine. So this is the minimum NPV, but the NPV plus Georgia Lake is going to be much higher. We'll talk about that later. So here are the numbers. They used a spodumene price of 573 and lithium hydroxide of 13,000. This is already at 30,000. This is already at 2,600. Some capital costs, that's a lot, 500 million US dollars, but they can get some subsidies and offtake agreements. So here, raw materials, $4,000 per ton, probably a lot of spodumene in here. Yeah, that's a high cost, but we know that RockTech is going to use some of the raw materials from Georgia Lake. So this cost is going to come down a bit. I have taken these numbers here, that's the sensitivity analysis. I've put that in the chart. So let's take a look at that chart. So this is the chart of spodumene versus NPV. So these are the points that I added here. And as you can see, the higher the spodumene price goes, and we are currently at 2,600, that means that the NPV is negative 1.7 billion. Okay, negative 1.7 billion. But on the other hand, we have the lithium hydroxide price, which is on the other end of this converter, this side. So they convert spodumene into lithium hydroxide. And currently the price has risen to 33,000. So these are the latest numbers, 33,000 and 2,600 spodumene. So as this rises, then the NPV goes up. So what I did is I just added these together, and then we get this chart. So this is the after tax without Georgia Lake. So this is the converter study. And here we used all of these numbers here. And at current prices, we have, so without Georgia Lake, that's this chart, we have a 600 million NPV. So a bit higher than the 200 million that we saw in the study. So that's good. So we are at 600 right now for 20 years. So if you normalize this divided by 4, then you have about 150 million value right now for the converter. Standalone. That's not a lot. Okay, that's not a lot. And I'm not sure if RockTech can build 5 converters right now because it's not accretive. There's not a lot of NPV here. So in current lithium conditions, I wouldn't build too much converters because the problem is this. Look at the prices. So spodumene, and we're looking at April of this year, it went from 500 to 2,600. That's a fourfold. So the raw material cost has fourfolded right now. So this thing here has fourfolded. So higher costs, not good for RockTech. On the other hand, we have lithium hydroxide prices, and they went from let's say 80,000 Chinese yuan per ton to here. So that's about a double. So the product that RockTech makes only doubled and the costs quadrupled. So that's the problem here. We do not want this to go up faster than this. And that's the problem that we see now. Now, normally, and this was the study that they made, this is a forecast of the concentrate, spodumene concentrate, and the lithium hydroxide. And the forecast over 8 years says that lithium hydroxide, which is this here, from 8,000, should be going to 16,000 over these 8 years. So that's a double. While spodumene is only going to go up 20% from 500 to 600, that's 20%. So normally it should be better for lithium hydroxide than spodumene. So normally this chart is going to go up much faster than this chart. So I expect spodumene to top somewhere here, while lithium hydroxide will keep on going up based on these forecasts. And that's why we buy RockTech Lithium. The forecasts say that there will be less lithium hydroxide than spodumene. And that's this bottleneck here. That's why also that RockTech Lithium will be building 5 converters until 2028, because they think that lithium hydroxide will be in major deficit. So they are building more of these plants here, these converters here, and that's visible here. You can see that they will eventually go to about 1 billion EBITDA per year. And let's hope so. Let's hope so that lithium hydroxide will go up faster than the spodumene, because that's what they forecast. Now, let's take a look at this chart here, the blue one. So this is the NPV with Georgia Lake. And how did I come to this? I used this price here. This is the spodumene price with Georgia. So let's say we have 2,600 market price of spodumene right now. I only took 80% of that because RockTech is going to produce their own spodumene. So we can subtract a little bit of that, 20%, so that's conservative. They are going to supply about half of the spodumene to their converter. So they have 24,000 capacity here, and the Georgia Lake is going to bring in 14,000. So that's about half of the converter production. So that's why I subtract about the half of this, but you also need to produce the spodumene, of course. There's going to be a cost to that. And the cost is, you can see here, the Georgia Lake cost is about $500 per ton. So at current prices, so we have 500 AISC per ton, and spodumene price is now 2,600. So that's about 20% is cost. So it's not this divided by 2, but I have taken 0.8 to be conservative. Okay, and even when we use this spodumene price together with the current lithium hydroxide price, then we get, I use these numbers, then we get an NPV of 1 billion. So 1.1 billion. So it's a huge improvement. From 600 million, we go to 1.2 billion just by using a bit of spodumene from the Georgia Lake project. So yeah, RockTech is still a very profitable company when it gets to production in 2024. So this is when we use a bit of Georgia Lake, and when we go standalone, then we have this PEA. Standalone, so we just use a converter for ourselves. We are not going to use any raw material from other third parties. Then at current prices at 30,000, we are at 1.7 billion NPV over 10 years mine life. So normalized, this would be around 600 million value. So it's a bit complex, this story, but I think we should be headed higher. We are only at 300 million market cap right now. This is going to go to 400, 500 at least. And in the future, I hope that the lithium hydroxide price will go up faster than the spodumene price. So for example, let's say we are in 1 January 2023, and the spodumene price is probably going up to 3,000, but the lithium hydroxide price is going up much faster. Let's say it goes up by 50%. So that would give us like 48,000. Yeah, that's 50%. What scenario do we see then? What will be the price? Then we see the following scenario. And I guess in this scenario, we could see 2 billion to 2.5 billion in NPV over 20 years. So divided by 4, we should see a market cap of 500 million. And that's this here. Because this is the NPV over 20 years, we need to normalize this, dividing by 4. So yeah, it could be 550. So there's some upside here. There could be a double here in a few years. Okay, that's what we want to see. We want to see the lithium hydroxide price go up faster than the spodumene price. That's the only reason why we buy RockTech Lithium. This chart is most important. Lithium hydroxide going to go up faster than the spodumene price. Hope you understand this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.